Hi guys, this is Ramat from Best Gaming Settings. Welcome back, and if this is the first time to our channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates. Our today's topic is Mordhau Beginner's Guide. Mordhau can be an intermediate game for brand new player. Its combat system is deep and alien to those who have spent a lot of time in other battle royals. With so much to learn, it can be difficult to jump straight into the game. Before you jump straight into matches, it will be helpful to learn a little bit about how Mordhau works so you can get the most out of it. Understanding the basic of combat will help you learn advanced strategies quicker and start to win more matches in Mordhau. This Mordhau beginner's guide will go over all the basics that you need to know. It will teach you how to start competently in duels so you don't waste any time learning the rope. The first thing Mordhau beginners have to do is ensuring their settings are optimized for the game. For this, we have a video and an article on our website on best Mordhau settings. You can take a look at this for more information about Mordhau weapons. I gave the video and the article link in the description below. If you want, you can check it out. There are two main types of attack in the game: strike and stab. Strike are a strike of a blade of weapons that moves across in any direction. A stab is stabbing forward with a weapon. Different weapon will be optimized for each type of attack, but they are all capable of being used in each way. Each of these attack can be used in different direction. The movement of your mouse determines this. This makes it possible to do an upward strike from below or a left strike from above. This lets you use your weapon to block attacks from any direction and use a direction that will counter your enemy's attack direction. Mordhau beginners should get accustomed to attacking with every direction. Let's talk about the stamina system for Mordhau beginners. To actually fight, you need stamina. This is the resource which decides how much energy you have. If you run out of stamina during a fight, you won't survive too long. All movements drain your stamina aside from basic slash and stab attack. You will spend most of your time in combat using different techniques, so these basics attacks. So stamina management is important for Mordhau beginners. Missing any types of attack will cause you to lose stamina. This is a penalty to discourage you from constantly spamming attack. It forces you to think a bit more about your attacks and your plan for fight. After this happens, you have to recover period. In this time, you can parry or attack. This leaves you defenseless. If you are hit with an attack during this period, you will drop your melee weapons and be left wide open. Attack are rendered in real time. This means what you are seeing on the screen is exactly what is happening in combat. If your sword are clashing, the game will actually respond to this. This can make Mordhau beginners struggle to keep track of the actions, but it is a quick adjustment. Real-time feedback of how your attack will go allow you to manipulate your movement while attacking. Doing this gives you many options for throwing your opponents off or defending. You can move during an attack to go a different angle to still hit despite defense, or dodge an attack that is coming in after you miss. Now let's talk about attacking and combos. Starting an attack while another attack is in progress will allow you to move straight from one attack into another. Doing this lets you perform combos in different types of strikes and get a lot of damage in on your opponents. Like any fighting game, combos are important for Mordhau beginners. This is a fairly different system of combos compared with shooter battle royale. Combos consume quite a bit more stamina than a regular attack if they miss. This makes them a little risky. If you miss more than one combos in a row, this amount of stamina you lose will increase exponentially. This stack with every missed combo. A bad run can leave you defenseless. Combos always goes on opposite direction. If you start your combos with a left to right slash, the second move will be a right to left slash. You have to factor this into your decision to when to attempt a combo. Parry attack is a slash or a stab that blocks an enemy attack. If you time this right and are aiming at their attacks, you can block it and open them up for an counter attack. It is also possible to parry a range attack, but this is a bit harder to time. After parrying, you can repose it. This is an attack that comes out of a successful parry. It cannot be interrupted or clashed, which makes it a powerful tool available to Mordhau beginners. You should try and perfect the timing of getting these attacks in. It is key to change from a defensive position to attacking. Now let's talk about feints and chambers for Mordhau beginners. Each attack begins with a wide up animation. This is a brief period as you are positioning yourself for an attack. During this period, you can cancel your attacks to feint. This gives your enemy the impression that you are actually attacking, usually causing them to attempt to dodge or parrying. As you cancel your attack, you are then setting them up to leave themselves open to a bigger attack without a proper defense. Feinting Fainting does cost stamina, so you can't spam this move. You cannot feint a reposit. This would be a mixture of attacks and movement that would make combat even more complicated. However, anything else can be feinted. You can progress straight from a feint into a parry if you need to. Another good defensive move is a chamber. This one isn't a granted as a parry, so is even riskier, but the reward can be greater. A chamber is where you attack clashes with that of your opponents. It both deflects their attacks and lets you take the advantage. A chamber will knock an enemy back and interrupt their attack, leaving you an opening for an attack of your own. It is performed similarly to a parry. As your opponent is attacking, you need to also attack but mirrored. You need to be performing a mirror image of their attack to clash with them in the right way. The timing is around the same as a parry. If you have an enemy attack coming in, you need to decide which of these defensive moves will give you the advantage. Mordhau should practice all these moves to get comfortable with throwing some variation into their fighting style. Now let's talk about kicking and bludgeoning. The techniques we have covered so far all have a degree of dignity of them. These ones don't. If sword clashings and well to out combat isn't what you want, you can also kick and bludgeon. You can lick at your enemies to throw them off and ruin your skillful sword fighting. Similarly, you can beat your enemies with a blunt and object rather than engaging in constructive dueling. Mordhau beginners need to learn those techniques since not everyone you run into is going to play by dueling rules. Some are going to go for cheap kicks and rakes with something heavy. You can kick at enemies to throw off attack and block incoming kicks by kicking yourself. You can also kick from a feint, but the movement is slower while you reposition yourself. Most weapons can be adjusted in how you held them for other purpose. With swords and other sword items, this means flipping them around with the handle pointed outwards. You can perform normal attacks with the blunt end of a weapon. This gives you some different tactics to use in fights. Now let's talk about other mechanics for Mordhau beginners. There are some other things Mordhau beginners should keep in mind that don't need to deep strategy to use. A great sword can be held halfway down the blade to make a short sword. This does more damage with less range. Holding a spear or pole halfway up will affect damage and speed. You can throw any weapons to try and do some ranged damage. Weapons with a defined blade will cut opponents. Blunts on will not. You can climb over object and up walls. You perform this by jumping and holding space next to a wall or object low enough for this to work with. If you fall or are knocked down while doing this, you will take damage and lay on the floor for a while exposed. You should practice all of the techniques for combat mentioned and the movement and stamina mechanics. If you can perfect these techniques and learn how to manage your stamina, you will be set up to start winning more games in Mordhau. Mordhau is complex, but anyone can master it. If you spend some time practicing, even Mordhau beginners can win games. Guys, this was all for this video. Please let us know what you think of this video, and if you have any idea or any suggestion for Mordhau beginners, please give it in comment below, and thanks for watching.